I'm at the PCT trailhead near Donner Pass, and today I'll be heading up Donner Peak and then traversing the Pacific Crest Ridge all the way to Granite Chief Peak and down Shirley Canyon to Olympic Valley and Palisades, Tahoe. Top of Donner Peak. I definitely picked one of the toughest ways up here. Good thing there's a much easier way for me to go down. There's Castle Peak and Donner Pass below it. And this way is Donner Lake and the Carson Range behind it with Mount Rose. And now you can see the remainder of my route. There's a lot of ridge left between me and Granite Chief Peak. This lake down here, Donner Lake, this is where the infamous events of the Donner Party went down. A group of Western travelers got stuck here during a really harsh winter and ended up resorting to cannibalism to survive. Well, I missed my turnoff for Mount Judah, so I've been straight lining it up this really loose and crumbly slope, almost at the top. Alright, so it turns out this is actually Mount Lincoln. I already summited Mount Judah back there on the PCT, and the view is quite obstructed here by the ski resort. But there is a really good view at the remainder of my route. Straight ahead is Anderson Peak, and behind it Tinker Knob. And then right here in the center of the screen is Granite Chief Peak, top of Palisades, Tahoe. And then our descent down to Olympic Valley from there. I just had the pleasure of meeting a PCT thru hiker as I was coming down Judah. He was heading the opposite direction. He's hiking north all the way to Canada. And this is a really early time of year to be coming through this section. He went through Whitney in the Southern Sierra with an ice axe in May. That's commitment. Just met another PCT thru hiker. If you ever have the opportunity to chat with a thru hiker, do it. They're some of the coolest people in the world. So many wildflowers. This is my favorite time of the year. This is the most bizarre geological feature I've ever seen. Time to head up Anderson Peak. I've arrived at the Benson Hut, just below the north face of Anderson Peak. This was constructed by the Sierra Club in the late 1940s in honor of John Benson, who was an avid skier that died during World War II. I'm going to ascend this boulder field here on the left, and then traverse this snow field up higher, and there should be an easy route up Anderson Peak this way. Turns out there's actually an easy class 3 scramble up through this north ridge here that I'm going to take instead. Alright, summit number 4, top of Anderson Peak. I don't think I'll ever take that route up here again. It was loose and scary. But made it up here, took my time, tested every handhold and foothold, and I did it safely. Now we get to keep going on to Tinker Knob. Lake Tahoe is starting to peek through. Heading down from Anderson Peak, and I've been crossing this really loose boulder field. Joys of a high route. Back on the PCT and heading for Tinker Knob. Summit number 5, Tinker Knob, and a chair to sit down on. How nice. Wow, what a view. I'll give you a 360. Off in the distance is where we came from, Donner Pass and Donner Peak. Then we followed the ridge over to Mount Judah right there, and then Mount Lincoln this way with the ski resort. And then right here is Anderson Peak. Now we're at Tinker Knob. Just wait. Look at this view of Lake Tahoe. Crazy. Desolation Wilderness still looking quite snowy. And now you can see our final destination, Granite Chief Peak. Speed things up with a nice glissade. Woo! This is going. Oh, we're going fast. Oh shit, not a great idea. Oh man, I'm fine. Whew. Took a bit of a hard hit on the rocks. Yeah, I guess you want an ice axe for glissading. Wow, that's memories right there. Alright, well, got through that accident, mostly unscathed. Just some blood on my hands. Lesson learned, it's been a year since I last glissaded, but I had an ice axe back then to use as a brake. I totally forgot to dig my feet in from the start, so I caught speed really fast, and it was too late to slow down by the time I started pushing my feet in. There it is, Granite Chief, the final peak. This is terrible. Ascending a sandy, steep slope on tired legs. This view better be worth it. All right. Summit number 6. Top of Granite Chief Peak. Oh, it was worth it. All right, way off in the distance is Castle Peak. And here in this little depression center of the screen is where we started the day, Donner Peak. Just to its left is Mount Judah. Here in the center is Anderson Peak. And right here, this big peak is Tinker Knob. And looking this way, got a really, really nice view of Lake Tahoe. And Desolation Wilderness still looking magnificent as ever. And here's the rest of the view. Alright, signed the summit register. Now it's time to get off this peak and down into Shirley Canyon. Well, just when I thought things couldn't get any trickier, found out this giant snowfield's covering the trail I'm supposed to take down. So, little off-trail detour. Well, the trail is somewhere over that ridge, but I couldn't find a good safe place to cross the snowfield. So I'm now down climbing this. Alright, back on trail now. I had some issues with route finding up high due to some snowfields that were way too steep for me to cross without proper snow gear. So I ended up down climbing some class 3 sections on this rock off trail. Really wasn't like dangerous, it was just really slow going. Heading down Shirley Canyon. Alright, I am down at Olympic Valley now. I don't think I've ever had a more adventurous day than today. Started off with my low 5th class pitch of Donner Peak, and then got to run that perfect ridge over Mount Judah, and then the scarily loose north ridge of Anderson Peak, and then I got treated with magnificent summit views at Tinker Knob, and of course the glissading accident coming off of it, and then got to finish the day with Granite Chief Peak, and had my havoc of a descent coming down it, but it's okay, made it back down safely.